hi there. Thanks for joining me. If you are watching me live, is it morning still? Or where are you at, Pennies to Pearls? I'm going to check your name too. I love that you can actually check names during scopes. Brittany, wonderful. Or afternoon. Yes, it's like after 3 here. But it feels like morning because the day kind of flew by. I lost like so much of the day today to grocery shopping, which is awful. So, hi guys, thanks for joining me this afternoon. If you have never followed any of my scopes before, my name is Erin, and I blog over at sugarcrumbs.com. And if you are watching me live, I'm super happy to have you here. I love having live people. Thank you for the hearts, and they're pink. That's my favorite. If you're catching the replay, thank you so much, and I love the hearts, and you can always, I don't know if you can you actually leave comments, like, if you're watching a replay? I don't even know. I'll have to look. Anyway, you can always get me on Twitter. My handle there is the same as here. No, see, that's a bummer. I want to be able to leave people, like comments and stuff during replays. I've never actually tried it because I just assumed that you couldn't. I guess I was right. So, the title of this scope is Amigu-whaaat because I wanted to talk a little bit about my handmade business because I don't think most of the people that watch me on Periscope know that I run a handmade business on top of my blog because I was on a business hiatus for, actually it's been over 3 months. And I'm finally back at it, so I wanted to talk a little bit about it today so that when I started rambling about yarn and whatnot, nobody would be like, what is she talking about and why? So yes, so I run a handmade business called Sugar Crumbs also, and my handmade business was first. I didn't start my blog until several months after. And it is all about amigurumi. Like, my whole business is amigurumi, and if you've never heard that word before, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. And amigurumi is it's the Japanese art of crocheting or knitting stuffed toys, and that is what I do. I started crocheting when I was really small. My mom and my grandma both crocheted, so they taught me when I was like 9. And I didn't really like it all that much then because it was all like granny squares and blankets and whatnot, and that just was really boring for me. But somewhere along the way, hi, thanks for joining me. Somewhere along the way, I had discovered that you could make these awesome 3-dimensional plush toys crocheting, and I tried it out and immediately fell in love with it. I have some of the stuff that I made in the past like couple weeks that I will be listing finally. So that is what Sugar Crumbs is all about. I like to make toys. I like to say that I'm a kid that never really grew up, and this is how I deal with it. This is also how I deal with not having any daughters too, since I like to make really girly things sometimes, and I have all boys, so I use my business to deal with that. So here are 2 of the things. I'm only going to share 2 of the things that I've got going live soon. This is, you guys probably saw her before. I had put her kind of on the back burner while I got ready for Influence. But this is one of my dolls, and she is one of my like mid-sized mermaids. I also make a mermaid that is a lot smaller than this one. My little tiny mermaid is probably only this big. Thank you. And then I make a much larger mermaid than this one. But I like this size because I think this is the perfect like carrying size. So I crocheted this. I actually design all of my own patterns, and that is where these came from. I have a deep love of mermaids. If you've seen any of my prior scopes, I've ranted and raved multiple times about, wanting to go to mermaid school and loving the Little Mermaid. So this is one of the things that is coming. I have yet to name her. If you have name suggestions, shoot it to me because I need help with naming sometimes. So this is one girl. And then, because I was feeling nostalgic, I visited my, my old, I have these little like scrapbook things. In fact, I'll show you. They're right behind. Hold on. Grab it right here. So this is from the early days of Sugar Crumbs, and it's literally just a book of things that I have made. And I did this because I'm weird like that, and I used it for a craft show too. Oh look, this is back when I was making characters still. There's Yoda and Hello Kitty and Scrump, I think. I don't remember her name. But I did this for a craft show. But I found these books a little while ago, stored away, and I came across one of my older designs, and I had to remake it. And this is who came out of it. This is Boris, and Boris is a very dapper alien, and I love him. In fact, I don't know if he'll actually make it into my shop. We'll see. But this is another guy that I just made. In fact, I just made him yesterday. Thanks for joining me. So this is what I make. This is what I do for my business. My shop, yes, I do. My Instagram is Yay Sugar Crumbs, and my Twitter is the same as my shop, or as my Periscope, I'm sorry. My Twitter is Sugar Crumbs. So this is what I make. I'm going to show you, I've got a doll in progress right now, and I love the in progress stuff. Everybody's always asking me, why don't you post any in progress stuff? And most of the time it's because you cannot tell what I am making. Most of the stuff looks kind of scary, I think, in the beginning. But this is something I have in progress right now. This will be a ballerina very soon. I chose black shoes because I really like black shoes right now. But this will be a 15-inch doll, and it should be done probably by Friday, I'm going to say. And I'll show you guys that on Friday. So the reason I wanted to do a scope about my business isn't just to tell you what I did and to introduce you to my business, but because I wanted to share a little bit about what I'm going to be doing this year with my business. The reason that I had to take a 3+ month hiatus is because I have been crocheting for so long that I've actually caused permanent nerve damage in my arms and my hands. I have, you know how most people get carpal tunnel and they like mess up these fingers? I did the opposite. I messed up these fingers and this part of my arm. In fact, I feel like most of the time, I feel like I've bumped my arm and I have like I've hit my funny bone or something. So I've had to relearn kind of how to crochet, how to hold my crochet hook and everything. Which means that I also have to crochet a little bit slower than I used to. I used to be able to get a full 15 to 18-inch doll done in like 2 hours. So that's slowing down kind of significantly. But I can't do what yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, how many people can say that they injured themselves crocheting? I'm like, man, I'm hardcore with my crocheting. But I can't really do what my doctor says. My doctor wants me to, I should definitely check that out. I love people that crochet. People that crochet are my favorite. People that don't crochet and want to crochet are my second favorite because I like teaching people how to crochet. Anyway, so my doctor wanted me to quit crocheting or get surgery. And I can't really do that because I don't want to get surgery. I have 3 kids and I cannot have my right hand not able to be used. And I don't really want to give up crocheting. So I gave it the break. My doctor told me I could go ahead and start back up, but I needed to go slowly. So I'm not going to be, this will be the first holiday season that I'm not taking custom orders at all, which is kind of a bummer. But what I will be doing is I'm going to keep adding stuff to my shop as I make it, rather than waiting for a stocking day. I used to do a stocking day every week. There was one specific day. This year, for the holiday season, I'm just going to make as I can, and I'm going to put it in the shop. And my shop is sugarcrumbs.etsy.com. You can also find that over on my website too. There's a link to it on my website. And the other thing that is going to be happening this year, actually I have 2 things that are coming. I am finishing up the Sugar Crumbs coloring book. I have finished, I've got 1 page left to design, and it's just coloring pages. It'll be a downloadable coloring book of all of the Sugar Crumbs characters that everyone has fallen in love with. I've taken votes to find out who wants what, and I'm just about done. In fact, if you guys want to see a sneak peek of one of the pages that needs ink still, because I still have to ink a couple of pages. Let's see if I can find my folder. Here it is. This is my workspace too, so I'm like all over the place right now. So I have a couple of pages that still need inked. I don't know if you'll even be able to see this, but I'm gonna try. So everybody loves the mermaids. Everybody loves the mermaids. Everybody wanted, I'm throwing papers everywhere. Everybody wanted me to make, hi there, Kimberly. So mermaid coloring page. I'm pretty excited about this. This still needs inked, but I will have a whole book of just my my little creatures for your little ones to color in, or for you to color in, because coloring is good for everybody. I color all the time. It'll be available in the shop as an instant download, and you'll be able to print it off as many times as you want, give it as gifts, do whatever you want with it, and it's not going to be one of these like $30 download things either. I want it to be able to, you know, to get into your hands and into your kids' hands, because that's what I love. That's what I love most about my shop. In fact, I'm gonna rabbit trail here for a second. When I went to the conference this past weekend, there are children at my door. When I went to that conference this past weekend, I had someone stop me, and they were looking through my Instagram account, and they asked me if I sold patterns for my Amigu-whaaat, and I told them no, because I barely I barely write down what I'm making. I just kind of make them. It'll just be coloring pages. It'll be coloring pages of my unique Amigu-whaaat designs, like the characters that people like. Yes, you may go play outside. Sorry about that. There are children at my door to come play with my children. So anyway, this girl asked me if I sold my patterns, and I said no, because I don't really write my patterns down. I kind of just, no, they're not. Yeah, I don't really write much of my patterns down, and the stuff that I do write down is pretty much numbers. I'm really bad. I mean, you've seen patterns that'll say, you know, single crochet this many times, and, you know, it's very, like, specific directions. I literally write numbers down, and that's it. Like, it'll just say, like, for this round, 18, and then, like, 30, and then, you know, I go through that way. I can read it, but I've had other people try to decipher it, and they cannot. But that is something that I'll talk about that in a minute. But she, when I told her I didn't, she kind of tisked at me, and, you know, yeah, see, that's how I do it. 6, 12, 18, 24, no, I change it up sometimes. But she was like, well, that's where your money will be, is when you sell patterns. And you know, I got that. I understood what she was saying, and I was, you know, I thought it was nice that she thought that my patterns were, you know, worth buying. It was flattering. But there was this other part of me that really, I mean, the Amigu-whaaat part of it has never been like a, let's get rich thing for me. I really love getting my stuff into people's hands, just because they're sweet, they're cute, people love them. And can we see an Ami next to your face? An Ami next to my face? I love what I do. I love creating these little creations, and it really has been my goal from the beginning. Like, the reason that I am called Sugar Crumbs is because my goal is to leave a little bit of sweetness for everyone. Like, that's my thing. My tagline is leaving sweetness wherever you look. So my coloring book will be reasonably priced, because I want you to be able to enjoy it. I just wanted to get that out there. So not only will that be coming very soon, I'm looking at mid-October to have the coloring book ready to go, but I am starting a fun project called the Sugar Crumbs Amigu-whaaat Academy. And that will be debuting in January. I'm doing a full e-course that will teach you how to do the beginner. Sorry for the, what is the yarn? Oh, the yarn for the hair. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I have the package, like, right around the corner. Where is it? I don't know where the package is. I had it. It's yarn I actually got at Michael's, believe it or not. I like to get a lot of the, like, bulky, like, is there an Etsy shop for your... I do have an Etsy shop, and it's sugarcrumbs.etsy.com. But this is at Michael's. I liked this yarn because it is the multicolored, you know, variegated yarn. And it's so soft. Like, I wish that you could feel it. So yeah, definitely, what is it? Man, had you not asked me about the yarn, I would have been able to tell you. Oh, it's Isaac Mizrahi. Is that his name? The guy who used to be the Target designer. He has a line of yarn at Michael's now, finished objects. Yes, it's sugarcrumbs.etsy.com. Sorry, I don't know internet lingo. I'm old, okay? I'm old. But yes, it's really wonderful. And there's another one that I love a lot, another colorway that I love. I cannot remember the name of the colorway, but it's this like pink and red and coral and gold. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Anyway, so the Sugar Crumbs Amigu-whaaat Academy is going to be a full e-course teaching you the basic stitches for crocheting and how to design your own amigurumi in an easy way, because I am self-taught. I had one pattern that I tried out when I first started, and then from there I realized that I really suck at following patterns. And it wasn't until much later that I learned what it was, like my mental block with patterns. But since then, I've taught myself easy ways to design my own stuff, and all but like 4 of the things that I make, and those 4 things were requested, customer requests. It'll be all hosted on my site. Well, it'll be downloadable content though. Like, you'll be able to download it and have it, forever. There'll be videos. It'll also include a couple of exclusive Sugar Crumbs patterns that I'm working on right now, because I wanted to make something that would be unique for the course and that would be beginner friendly. I am considering including Vlad. If you haven't seen Vlad, I think I have a picture of Vlad in here. I'm considering including Vlad, but I would like to see what people think. If I can find the picture, I will show you. But yes. Let me see here. Well, there's a little picture of Vlad in here. So this little guy right here, the little cactus with the mustache, I think that I will be including his pattern in the crochet, the Amigurumi Academy. And I'm really excited. I've already started some of the stuff up, and that course will be coming out in January. So that is very exciting. But yes, that's what I do. I am an amigurumi artist, not to sound pretentious. I think that sounds pretentious to say I'm an amigurumi artist. But that's what I do. That's what I love. My passion is in creating these little toys to get to people. I also do a lot of outreach stuff. So if you're doing a fundraiser or some form of auction or whatever, you're doing some sort of benefit, you can always reach out to me. I love to donate my stuff to things like that. So, never heard of that. Well, do you crochet at all, Jen? Because if you do, welcome to the dark side. Once you see amigurumi and you learn how to make it, you just can't stop. And it's one of those totally like, nope. Oh, it's so easy. You'll have to try out my academy, my Amigurumi Academy. In fact, I'm getting ready to start looking for people. I want to find some people that don't know how to crochet that would be willing to, exactly. Once you go Ami, you never go back. It is true. It is so true. But yeah, I want to find people that don't know how to crochet and get them to test out my class for me just to see how well it is, because I think I've made it like the stuff I have so far I think is really beginner friendly. That would be awesome. On Crochet Lounge. Oh, yes! I will have to find you. I love crochet groups because they're just, I have not met many people that love crocheting the way I do, or that understand why I walk out of the house covered in yarn bits all the time. And I literally do. Like, it was so funny. I just got home like an hour ago, well, less than that, from picking my kids up. And, I was sitting in my van because I'm a minivan mom, and I'm a hardcore minivan mom, by the way. I love my minivan. And my seat was covered. It was so funny. It's covered in little bits of like yarn fibers. And it was like, if anybody got into my car, they would think that I have like a panda bear or something, because it was all black and white all over the seat. I don't have a panda bear. I have a lot of yarn, and I like that. So, in fact, I had talked about getting a tattoo one time of a yarn and hook. I didn't, though, because I just didn't. I do that, yeah. I always have this this messy bun thing going on because I can't figure out how to do my hair. And I was putting hooks in my hair all the time until I ended up using these. And I don't know if you've used one of these. I forget what it's called. It's the Clover Amora or something. But it's got this like rubberized handle, and it snags my hair and will like yank it right out. So I stopped doing it. Yes. You put paintbrushes in yours have you ever put one, and this is something I ask all people that paint, have you ever put one in your hair that has paint on it still? Because I did that once. That was back in high school though, and I was in like an art class, and I was trying to impress some boy with my like artistic ability. He wasn't very impressed with all the paint in my hair. Yeah, nobody was actually. That was kind of embarrassing. And that's why I had no friends, because I was weird and awkward and did weird things. Man, my kids are like, they're quiet and then screaming. I'm almost afraid to move from this spot. Yeah, that sounds like me after I do a home improvement project. Like, because I'm always doing some form of home improvement project. My kids are 9. I can't believe that. I had to think about it. 9, 7, and 3. So the fact that it is quiet right now is frightening. Oh, nope, there he goes. The 3-year-old's yelling again. They're playing up in there. One of them is playing. 2 of them are upstairs in their room, and then the other one's on the deck. So, yeah, kids are fun. No, I really mean that. 2 kids are fun. So, yeah, whenever I do these home improvement projects in between everything else that I'm doing, you know, because I have time for that, I will leave the house covered in paint. Like, it's embarrassing. 3, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, you've got it right there. You know exactly what I am going through. Your kids are all the same ages almost, except you have the additional 5-year-old. How's that? We were talking about, like, what a 4th child would be like. I'm a little afraid because my mom had 4 kids. I mean, and my mom's still, you know, pretty sane. If you're watching, I love you, Mom, and you totally earned your crazy from us. But yeah. No, I don't have time to do any of these projects that I think I have time to do. Just to just to be honest. I run my blog, I run my shop, I've got all these little like side things I'm doing. So I was single. This is so not sane. Okay, well that answers that question about whether I want another one. The problem is that I keep seeing everybody with these babies. And I love babies. I love babies so much. But I think it's the same as me loving puppies. I love puppies until I have to take care of one. And then I don't want to take care of one. I love taking care of my babies, but I think I'm just too tired at this point to, like, try another newborn out. My 3-year-old still isn't sleeping through the night. I don't have anything listed in my shop right now, but I will. I've got to get pictures done of these. I was waiting for the light to not be ridiculous because, I mean, right now, there's just so much light in here. I had to hang up a curtain over this like back door thing. But I'll be taking pictures this evening, and then listing in my shop. So, and I always announce it on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter that stuff is going into the shop, along with their little backstories and all that good stuff. So, I've got that. I want to finish this doll, and I'm thinking I'm in the mood for dinosaurs. I think dinosaurs are going to go into the shop next week because I love dinosaurs. I think dinosaurs are the coolest. So, there was a rabbit trail scope about what I do and what is happening this year with Sugar Crumbs. If you have any, oh yay! I make really like bubbly, like fat, chubby dinosaurs. They're real cute. And I've been trying to find girls to sell them to. But I can't, I haven't had a single girl buy a dinosaur, and I don't understand. Maybe I need to make one that's like pink or purple or something. But I did, my first dinosaur was pink, and it went to a boy too, so that was awesome. Your kids would go crazy. Well, I'll make sure to make some dinosaurs then, because I love making dinosaurs. Yeah, so that's what's up. If you guys have any requests for things you want to see in the shop, you can find my whole, like, this is, what I've made in the past thing over on my Facebook, which is facebook.com/yaysugarcrumbs. You can also get to it through my site. In fact, someone told me, how much do you charge for the dolls? It depends on the size. The smaller dolls, you'll be this Friday's feature. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. The pricing varies. You can, if you want to message me, like DM me on Twitter, or you can email me, or you can go to my site. In fact, someone told me, yes, thank you. You got it. Someone told me that nobody knew what my URL was because I have a stupid URL. It's true. I have a little hyphen in the middle. So, they told me to print this out. Is it backwards for you, or is it just me? This is me, though. This is my site. And you can get to my shop from there. You can get to all my social media stuff from there. I do make announcements, and not backwards. That's so cool, man. I love technology. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I love technology, man. I was like sitting here, everything is backwards to me. And I don't even know why I, was worried about that, given the fact that I pull these off of my iPad with QuickTime, and everything is the right way there, so airhead moment, just over my head. So yes, if you have requests, or there's something in particular you want to see in the shop, or you have questions about pricing, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll let you know. My doll prices do vary depending on the size and the complexity of the outfits, because I do sew outfits for them. I also crochet outfits for them. So they vary. I try not to make them outrageously priced. I'll be honest. I think the most expensive I've ever sold a doll for was like $55. And, you know, everybody yelled at me for that too. I get yelled at all the time for my pricing because there are people selling dolls for like $100 and they're well worth it. They're well worth it. But, I just want my dolls to go to people that will love them. So, and because I can knock them out so quickly, and I keep my, you know, my supply prices down as much as I can by wholesale ordering and whatnot. So, yeah, definitely reach out if you have any questions. Guys, do you totally see my necklace? I just found my necklace. I lost this like last year and I found it and it says Mombi, and I feel like that's totally me today. Just saying, Mombi. I'm like exhausted, mom zombie, and that is explaining my hair. All right, well, since I rabbit trailed and I kept you guys on here forever talking 50 clothing, yeah, I try to make it, well, that's the thing. I want it to be easily, I don't want people to, you know, feel like, oh, well, if I buy this, I'm not going to have enough money to buy the things that we need. Or, and you know, I know people make those decisions. They make bad decisions when buying toys and stuff. You know, I do it too. I buy things that I shouldn't buy. But I don't want people to get it and then, or to get it and feel like they can't let their kids play with it because they spent so much on it. You know, I want kids to be able to play with it and love on it. And I mean, I make these toys to last. My kids have toys that I made 4 years ago, and I have boys. They're rough on these toys, and they're still in like pristine condition. So, I mean, even the hair, like if you buy a doll from me, I've had people ask me, does the hair come out? I hand knot every single strand of hair in here. Every single one. So you can tug on it and yank it. It's not going anywhere. And I like to do hairstyles now so that you can actually, you know, take the little band out if you want and redo it and everything. So, because little girls like to do hair. Or maybe it's just me. I like to do hair. So that's that. That's what I do. Thank you for all the hearts, and thank you so much for joining me. And sorry I rabbit trailed all over the place like I normally do. This is what happens when you have coffee at 4 o'clock. It's not even 4 o'clock yet. It's 3. Do you see? I've lost my mind. Your daughter would love it. See, that is the biggest compliment that I could get. That's what I love. I had someone at your brother's outside.
Where?
Out back in the playhouse. Yes, you can go outside too. It's okay. I'm about to be done here. You see? This is why I have coffee, because I've got 800 people asking me questions about the same thing. So, thanks again for joining me. I'm going to catch up on all the scopes I missed while I was at school pickup, and I hope to see more of you guys soon, and I hope to hear some requests from you guys, because sometimes I have no idea what I want to make. I go into like Maker ADD, and I want to make all the things. So, definitely shout out some suggestions, requests. You can do that on here, Twitter, Instagram. I stay pretty attached to my phone, so I see them. So, thanks.